News that you need to know, and Angela Chung does that for us every Monday. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning,
Did you
Sinyan.
have a good weekend?
I did have a good weekend,
Yeah,
yes.
what'd you do? Anything special?
It was my husband's birthday, so we had a nice
Oh,
dinner with my
nice.
family. Yeah.
Home cooked dinner?
No,
No.
we went out for a teppanyaki.
Yes,
So it was
very
a
good.
nice experience.
Have you prepared anything for Valentine's Day today?
I did.
Yeah, well
Yes,
done.
I
Okay.
made some chocolate.
Nice, nice. I don't know if you heard Dr. Pong from this morning saying that his advice is get into a fight a couple of days before Valentine's, and you don't have to worry about giving chocolates or receiving chocolates.
Of
I don't know if
course.
that's sound advice, but especially for a newly married person. But anyways.
It's very Dr. Bong style.
Yes, it is. All right, let's get started with our first story. It's about COVID, of course. The numbers are very, very high. They're expected to go even higher this week. And that means self-test kits have become very, very important and instrumental. We're all trying to get our hands on them. Apparently not that easy to buy. And starting yesterday, you cannot buy it online as well. So tell us more about this.
Yes, so the Ministry of Food and Drug Safety announced measures to ban the sales of these COVID-19 self-testing kits online and designated pharmacies and convenience stores as official sellers. So customers can get a maximum of 5 self-testing kits per visit. So starting from yesterday through March 5th, these measures aim to improve the current sales and distribution practices regarding the self-testing kits for the next 3 weeks. For online vendors that probably have large quantities in stock, they'll be given a due date of February 16th, and after this due date, they must sell them in brick and mortar stores to address remaining quantities.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of the situation at the beginning of COVID when we were having problems getting enough masks as well. So these self-test kits, this is a temporary ban on online sales. What is the reason for this?
So there were some downsides with online sales of the kit so far. 40% of the total quantities allocated to the private sector have been sold online, but long delivery hours have lowered accessibility to the kids, and the prices were set higher than in offline stores. So the government decided to suspend online sales of the self-testing kits and limit the official sellers to pharmacies and convenience stores to ensure that people get their hands on the kits easily and when necessary. But the Ministry of Food and Drug added it could take about a week to prepare for sales for some convenience stores.
Right, so that means it could take about a week for these self-test kits to, again, be restocked at these offline stores. Anything else we should know regarding this?
Yes, the government will allow large quantities packaging only with 20 items as the minimum batch in order to reduce the manufacturing time and enhance the efficiency of logistics, so thereby to increase the supplies in the long run.
All right. Let's now move on to our second story, mixed gender seating arrangements. I had actually no idea before I saw the story that it actually still exists in Korea. But apparently we do have this, especially because, again, following sort of old Confucian sort of values. But there was a case about this in the Supreme Court that's quite interesting. Tell us about this.
Right. So these days it's not very common, but still there are some boys' schools and girls' schools. But even when they're combined, there was a case. So the Supreme Court of South Korea ruled a local government's ordinance that restricts gender mixed seating arrangement in private reading rooms, like 독서실, infringes upon the facility owner's freedom to implement task and users' rights to self-determination.
Okay, so we're talking about these private reading rooms, not schools, where apparently the seating has been sort of separated between girls and boys.
Right.
But they're saying that this, if you enforce it or you make it mandatory, it's actually infringing upon people's rights. Interesting. Tell us more about the story.
Right. So back in 2017, Jeonju Office of Education imposed a punishment of 10-day business suspension on a private reading room owner after the education office discovered the owner didn't run separate seating arrangement between the genders. Then the owner of the study room filed a lawsuit to cancel this decision. The first trial ruled in favor of the owner by saying the business suspension of the education office violated the principle of proportionality, but the second trial dismissed the owner's claim. And now this case went to the Supreme Court and it overturned the decision of the court which had dismissed the owner's argument.
So basically, the owner has won his case at the Supreme Court. What
Right.
else did the Supreme Court say in its ruling?
So the court explained it's hard to conclude that mixed seating arrangement between the genders undermine the studying atmosphere, and it's unreasonable to think that men and women sharing one space increases any possibility of sexual crimes. The court added the second trial ruling cannot be justifiable as disturbances from users of the same gender are as highly influential in hampering any studying atmosphere. So it seems the second trial judgment misunderstood the legal principles on constitutional limits of the intervention of the enforcement law and anti-over restriction regarding the private sector.
All right. Let's move on to our third and last story, bringing us back to Seoul. I'm sure our listeners know that there are certain districts in Seoul that seem to be kind of favoring or promoting certain industries. It's part of commercial district development sort of initiative by the Seoul city government. Tell us more about this because more benefits are being added to this now.
Right. The Seoul city government decided to add more benefits to the Seoul Industrial and Special Development Promotion District promotion. The Seoul city introduced this project back in 2017 to develop industrial clusters where relevant industries are concentrated at one place. So the process is after local authorities apply for it and Seoul city designates the district. So far, 8 districts have been designated, such as Jongno for jewelry, Mapo for design and publication, and Yeongdeung-pogu for financial industry.
All right. So what are some of the existing and maybe the new sort of benefits for these districts?
So existing benefits for the designated districts are eased construction criteria on floor area ratio, building to land ratio, and the height of the building, along with loan programs for construction, extension, reconstruction, and operation. And additional benefits Seoul City announced yesterday include reduction in acquisition taxes and financial support for the local authorities. Seoul City will assess project outcome and future plans to promote the region by district and support funding worth 400 million won on average per district. Furthermore, the Seoul City government plans to streamline the process it takes from district designation to district-specific planning from the initial 8-year to 4-year period in order to adapt to the rapidly changing industrial trends.
So do we know any districts that are planning to apply for these added benefits or projects?
So currently, DDP, the Dongdaemun Design Plaza region, is planning an application for this project to nurture the culture of tourism content by combining K-beauty and K-pop. And the Yeouido district, which was designated as financial district, will cooperate with Yeongdeung-po to establish their detailed promotional plans as a follow-up measure to the designation.
All right. So hopefully those measures will add to the continued development of these districts. Thank you very much for those updates, Angela.
Thank you.
Happy Valentine's Day. I
Happy
hope you have a good one
Valentine's
with
Day.
your husband.
Yeah.
We'll see you again later in the week.
Okay, bye.